Hello again, this is Chris at CP Magnetic Media, and this tutorial is showing you how to convert your floppy disks for non-standard samplers such as AKAI. I'm going to do here, which is a non-standard 1600 kilobytes double-sided high density, which cannot be read in a PC normally. And to do this, today we're going to be using one of our Greaseweazles, which we also sell on our second eBay shop, RetroLectro Sales. I'll put a link in the description for it if you're interested. I've already installed the software on the previous tutorial, so if you want to know how to put the software on, then I will put the link to that video as well in the description. So for this video, we're just basically going to show the how the PC version of the software works with the graphic user interface. There is a Mac version and a Linux version as well, but they are all command line driven, so you need to know your way around. It doesn't give you the front end. If you go on the GitHub page for Greaseweazle, it'll give you a lot more information about it than I can give you here, but we will help as much as we can. But yes, PC is very much recommended for this process, as I will demonstrate. One quick thing is, if you bought one of the Greaseweazle Office, they are very sturdy design. It's got the whole thing on the back, but be very careful with this cable here. Try not to push or pull in a longitudinal way, because you could end up lifting the USB port off the PCB, and you don't want to do that. I've actually done it myself once, so just a word of warning there. So these drives, they were all set up and paired with the Greaseweazle device, which is actually on the blue pill board there. So if you purchase one of these, obviously it'll all be set up ready to go, as I'm going to show you now. So for an example, I've got an AKAI system disk, which you try reading the PC, no chance whatsoever. Right, let's open the software, and it's called GWGY. So there we go. There's a nice little front end. I'll briefly go through this to show you what you get for it. Obviously, you can read from a disk. You can write back an image back to a disk. Obviously, the clean head is very good. Obviously, if you're going to be archiving a lot of old disks, it is highly recommended that you buy a cleaning disc and a little thing of isopropyl alcohol. So after every couple of reads, you should clean the heads to make sure you get optimum results. Obviously, if you get any discs that make any kind of squealing noise as soon as you put them in, take them out straight away, because you probably got mold on them, and it'll obviously damage the disc trying to read it, because it'll get embedded into the drive head, and you don't want to damage the drive or the discs anymore. So right, that's that one. So I'll talk you through that in another tutorial possibly. Erase disk, that just gives you it just completely blanks any disk that's in there, and it doesn't give it any format. It just basically gives it a complete wipe, just as if you basically put a magnet over it, to be fair. So yeah, you can do, I won't go into the details of the other stuff really. So for this instance, we need the read from disk, so we will select it. There we go, this is the front end. So I'll quickly go through what I think are the best options for this. For the format, there's lots and lots of different formats you can use. Amiga DOS is quite highly used. Various Atari ST formats, Coco, Dragon, IBM, sequential circuits. There's even the Casio one as well for the FZ. So for this instance, sorry, my dog's barking in the background. We want AKAI high density, which is like 1600 kilobytes. There we go. So you can select IMG there. You don't need HFE because our drive's already set up for images now. So double step, you only really need that for 5 1/4 drives. Revs to read per track, I've got this set to 1. So the way I normally do it, which is the best, it gives you best results. If you read it, default is normally 2 or 3 revolutions per read, so it takes longer to read the whole disc. But as long as your discs are in good condition, I usually set it to 1 rotation, and then set the retries to like 8 or something. So if you get a bit of dust or dirt on one disc, on one sector, it'll keep retrying until it reads anyway. So you don't necessarily have to read over and over again each track. Just read it once. If it picks it up, great. If it doesn't pick it up, it'll retry until it does. So I think from experience, that's the best way to do it. So once you've got that set up, go launch, it'll open another window. There we go. Disk bursts into life and it's reading the disk. It tells exactly how much magnetic flux is on each sector, and that's looking good, very good. So yeah, don't click on it in this window or anything while it's doing it, because it'll pause the process. So basically we're going to go all the way now to from 00 track 1, which is 000, which is essentially track 0, side 0. You got top and bottom. Side 0 is the bottom side, and side 1 is the top side of the disc. We're double-sided. So it's going to go all the way to 79.1, and quite a quick process. So you can see it's because it's only doing one revolution per thing, it's ripping through the disc rather quickly, which is what you need, especially if you've got a big bunch of discs to do. But yeah, very quick. Here we go, 10 to go. If there's any bad sectors, it'll pop up with a retry, and off it goes. But that's going to be a good read, I think. Here we go, 79. There we go, 100%, 1600 sectors. Marvelous. There we go. 79.1. Absolutely perfect. So that is now ripped. Let me find out where it stored it. I think there we go. Where did it save it to? Sorry, I think it saved it to the folder with Greaseweazle was installed, so I will find that now. So I installed it to the C drive, GBW151, which is the Greaseweazle. There you go, os2 disk image file. So oops, sorry. So what you do is put your USB stick in, copy that file to your USB stick, and you have a working AKAI format boot disk. And for Greaseweazle, it's recommended for Roland high density formats, for AKAI, for Ensoniq. It'll do Mirage, it'll do EPS, it'll do ASR if you do high density. Yeah, it's anything that's not PC format DOS will work. All the EMU stuff as well. Double-sided. Well, obviously this won't do 5 1/4 discs, but if you have a 5 1/4 drive, you can transfer the Greaseweazle dongle onto 5 1/4 drive with a. But you do need an external power supply, because 5 volts for the standard drives taken off from a laptop, but you also need a 12 volts for the motor for 5 1/4 drives. But it is possible. But if you not too bothered about doing all this and you have got a big bunch of discs, we do a service that we will actually convert your discs for you. So if you want to send them in the post to us, we will convert them all for you. It's a set price per disc, depending on condition. If they're all good condition, it's basically like £1 a disc minus the return costs, or £1.25 if you want the discs back. And if you also, we do a very deep clean restoration process. So if you've got discs that are damaged and you really absolutely need the information that's off them, if they're mold damaged or if they're just dirty and won't read, we do offer a restoration service, so we can get the data off for you into disk image files. So you can contact us if you want more information about that. It's cpmagneticmedia@gmail.com, the usual technical support address. Yeah, any questions, just drop us a line. But yeah, this lovely little tool is Greaseweazle. As you can see, any disk format you can think of, it's not a problem. It'll pretty much do it. And if it can't do it, or if you have, say you've got an Amiga disk which is copy protected and original, if you do .scp format, you can even maybe select that. If you do SCP, which stands for Supercard Pro, if you do, you just need a unspecified format. And this now with disk type SCP, unspecified format, put your name in there obviously, that will rip any disk whatsoever. Anything. It basically doesn't give it a disk format, it converts the flux level. So if you got something with like copy protection, you can't copy, you can basically make a backup of that disk, So it's quite a big file. It will be about 60 megabytes in size. It's really big. But if for the sake of preparation, restoration purposes, say you got original Amiga discs, and obviously you can't copy these because they had copy protection on them. You put them in here with the SCP format, unspecified format, Supercard Pro. You can't use those with floppy disk emulators then, or but you can use it to back up an original copy protected disk. Right into the disk, and you've essentially got yourself a backup of an uncopyable disk. So just for that purpose alone, these Greaseweazles are absolutely wonderful. But obviously our main purpose here at CP Managing Media is to convert stuff you've got which you want to put on your floppy emulator. So obviously if you've got bunches of MIDI files and stuff, there are other easy ways to get those across, but Greaseweazle, anything that you can't read on your PC, AKAI, Emu, Insonic, Roland HD, all that kind of stuff, this is what you need. And yeah, nothing else to say really. So if you need one, or if you want any more information about it, just drop us a line and we'll help all we can. Okay, nice one, cheers.